And just we're here going back to a new video, and today I am going to be talking about everything that we know as of so far when it comes to the three upcoming horror classics, or upcoming horror childhood movies that are coming out, starting with Blood and Honey, which we still don't necessarily have a trailer when it comes to Blood and Honey 2 in general, which is still quite quiet when it comes to the sequel of Poe's Rampaging, but we do know that it is coming out in February of next year. And supposedly there was a rumor, I'm pretty sure of what I heard back in October, there was supposed to be a trailer, but of course, well, we're in December, and we yet to see a trailer for Blood and Honey too. But we do know the cast. We do know that the 30 plus kills. Yeah, this movie's gonna have way more kills than the last movie, and of course a bigger budgeting, which is gonna make the movie way better than how everybody thought about the first one. But of course, we have more than just Piglet and Poe, but we're also having Tigger as well. Tigger is also joining the rampage, as if y'all recall. From screenshots, we saw Tigger's vicious looking bloody design. And it looks like they're going to his actual original look. Because if you search it up, apparently the original design of Tigger they are going with is the orange and black, or yellow and black Tigger. They are going for that kind of Tigger, not the Disney orange and black, of course, because the only Tigger that's in the public domain is the Tigger that they are, of course, using. They're not using the Disney one because it's not in the public domain. And of course, we are also getting Owl as well. Owl is also joining the rampage too. And they are also updating the designs, redoing the designs, and of course Piglet is also in this movie, because a lot of people were wondering if Piglet was killed off, because obviously in the first Winnie the Pooh movie, one of the girls that was in of the group that went to that cabin actually managed to knock out Pooh, or Piglet, and we wasn't sure if Piglet was killed or what, but no, this shows that he is still alive. That he is still alive and he is ready for his revenge. And of course we're getting a different person to play Christopher Robin as well. Yeah, we're actually getting somebody else as Christopher Robin, as we saw from the last movie where Christopher Robin just ran into the forest after Poe was just stabbing the corpse of the last surviving girl that died at the end of the movie. Poe was just stabbing the corpse of it, and Christopher Robin was just crying and ran into the forest, and y'all know how, if y'all would seen of how the movie would ended. But again, they're going to make this movie way better than the first one, of course. And just from the screenshots, I can already see this movie probably going to be doing better. I'm sure that's what a lot of people were wanting, because if you believe it or not, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the first one, actually got mentioned as one of the worst 2023 movies released. Yeah, the first Winnie the Pooh movie was part of a list, especially from IGN, mentioning that, yeah, it was part of the worst movies of 2023. So it just shows the bad quality that the first one was. But the second one's definitely gonna have better quality. And again, just looking at the screenshots and stuff, and I'm sure we will be getting a trailer soon. I am sure we are going to be getting a trailer soon, because, again, we are almost approaching January. And I'm pretty sure that's where we're going to be seeing a lot of advertising. You know, they're going to be marketing a whole lot for this movie. Because also, if you think about it, this movie is, like I said, it is planned to be in February. It is set to release in February. Just like the first Winnie the Pooh movie did this year. How it released this year in February. So they're also wanting to try to do the same for the sequel. And it's supposedly, at least from, if you search it up, if you look it up, it says February 14th. And what is February 14th? That just so happens to be Valentine's Day. So yeah, so when the sequel of Blood and Honey will be coming out on Valentine's Day. So, yeah, if a lot of people were wanting to see the continuation of Pooh and Piglet and Friends' rampage on revenge on Christopher Robin, then the supposing date of February is Valentine's Day. We know it's February, of course. They confirmed that. But from what it shows, it looks like the 14th on Valentine's Day. But again, we really don't have much more information really to go on. Like, not sure if Rabbit... Like, we don't know if Rabbit is going to be joining the Rampage as well. Because we know Eeyore isn't because, well, obviously everybody would have known in the first movie, they ate Eeyore. Piglet, Pooh, Tigger, all of them ate Eeyore. They ate him alive. So, just because of, you know, just from the start of the movie, of the narrator mentioning of how their rampage began. But really, that's everything that we know so far about this sequel. And again, it's going to have 30 times the deaths, bigger budgets they got for this movie. So it's going to be more gory as well, that they have said, which I can only imagine too. I mean, I don't know who finds these movies scary because they're not even scary at all. They're just funny looking. I mean, you could definitely, if you look at the designs, like the mask of the first movie, you can tell that it's actually people in masks, right? Just wearing costumes, of course, wearing masks. Especially on some frames, too. But, again, this one, they're really going to step up their games. And you're probably going to wonder, when would we see the trailer? With the movie releasing in February, that is. I mean, as of me making this, we are very close to Christmas, right? We are very close to Christmas. So I don't expect to see anything for really the rest of this year. If I were to guess a date, I wouldn't say any time for the rest of this year. My best guess would be early January, at least. Early to mid-January, at least. Because, again, that would be the perfect timing, I feel. Especially when it's a month before. January will be a month before the movie gets released. So, of course, they would want to get the trailer out and everything. So, that's when I would expect that. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this movie's going to hit. Especially when it comes to the box office and what the critics would have to say when it comes to this movie's. Next we have Cinderella's Curse, which was actually planned to be released on Halloween of this year, but obviously nothing happened. We have screenshots, of course, of the movie and the cast and stuff, but the movie was not yet released. But supposedly we have gotten now an official release, or a targeted release now, for Cinderella's Curse, which is, of course, yet another film being made by the same people, and giving Cinderella that kind of take on as well. And yeah, supposedly the release date, at least if you look it up, it is expected to be released on April 4th. April the 4th. is Cinderella's Curse's new release date, and that is the first week, of course, of April, and that's on a Thursday as well. Again, I wouldn't expect it to be official because, though, keep in mind it does say expected release. But really, that's all we have for Cinderella's Curse, of course, as well. We don't really have much going on with this, and I'm not really gonna talk about Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, because we really don't know much about that movie either. Peter Pan's one, we don't know much about either, so can't really say much about that. But yeah, Cinderella's Curse does have a release expecting time of April. And then we have the last movie, and that is Bambi the Reckoning. Yes, Bambi the Reckoning has some new information recently. That have came out by what the director is going to be, and the cast, and a plot. Talking about the plot as well, and I don't know why, I just like this plot. And I'm going to get to it. I mean, it's fresh for something as innocent as Bambi. Turning something as innocent and sweet as Bambi and turning it into something dangerous and vicious. But yeah, we got also information of when the film is also going to be starting. And yet, all of these are being made by the same people behind Winnie the Pooh as well. The Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movies. So, just to clarify. But they are set to begin production, or filming, in January. And that is next month as well. That is next month. January 2024, that is next month. So yeah, Bambi the Reckoning is set to be starting to film in January. And also, like I said, we also have a plot to go with this. And whichever way you look up with this too, you'll find different dates too, saying begin on January 6th. One of them I saw when looking up things for this video. One of them said January 5th or so. But again, somewhere early January. And in England. It's going to be filmed in England as well. And with a planned fall 2024 release. So, just to let you know too, they are planning to release the movie in fall. Bambi the Reckoning in fall of 2024. And the film as follows. The film follows, and it just shows the actors as well, and her son Benji, who find themselves in a car wreck and soon hunted down by the vicious killing machine Bambi. Bambi will destroy anything in its path. That's the plot we have about this movie. And again, some of y'all also mentioned this as well, but it feels fresh. It feels fresh to take something as innocent as Bambi and turn it into something like this. I like this plot. I do like this plot. It takes something sweet as Bambi and turns into something that is dangerous. And again, taking the place of son and a mom ending up in a car wreck in the forest, and just so happen to find themselves where Bambi is. And of course Bambi doing anything that he can to hunt them down. And again, I find this plot to be really interesting though, and really creative for something like this. But again, that is really everything we got so far when it comes to these three movies. And again, really didn't mention anything about Peter Pan's movie because really there isn't not much about Peter Pan's movie to even go by. At least that I could find. So, yeah, that's that. But I would like to know what y'all think. Again, Blood and Honey 2, being released February, and from what it says, February 14th. Cinderella's Curse being an expected release on April 4th, and Bambi the Reckoning will be beginning its filming January and be releasing in fall of 2024. So again, when we get the trailers, I will definitely be covering them as well, because I'm definitely curious to see how these will be though. So yeah, when the trailers of these come out, I will be sure to let y'all know. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Catch you on the next one.